And a warm welcome here. And a warm welcome here from Pasadena, California at Jackie Robinson Field as we get week 4 of the California Collegiate League action started. And we have a Tuesday night matchup as the Conejo Oaks take on the Arroyo Seco Saints. Alongside Sammy Fawn, I'm Judo Kindness, and we welcome you here into the broadcast booth. And Sammy, I think the big thing for the Oaks today, get a road win. They are winless on the road, 0-3, and it's for the Saints. They want to continue a 2-game win streak that they started over this past weekend.
Yeah, and Sundays was really an upset for the Conejo Oaks on the road at MLB Youth Academy against the Barons. They were 4 runs up and 1 out, had a couple runners on base, but the Barons, they just had everything going right for them in that 9th inning, hit after hit, and down by 2 with 2 runners on, the big 3-run home run to walk it off by Tommy Gooden. So yeah, the Oaks still looking to break that curse and win a road game so far, and they've lost just a couple games at home. They're 8-5 so far tonight, and they come into today against the Arroyo Seco Saints on a 2-game winning streak with wins against the Sonoma Stompers and the Walnut Creek Crawdads. So, it's going to should be a competitive night of baseball tonight.
Certainly, and now this is also the first of 3 road games, so it's a real challenge as we see the Oaks really going away from their regular George Sparky Anderson Field, and they're hitting the road here first at Jackie Robinson Field as we get the first pitch underway as the Arroyo Seco Saints wearing their all whites and a navy stripe across their jerseys, and it's the Saints in their gray pants and the navy jerseys. And getting things started for the Saints is Tommy Kenlinger, who has been the main leadoff guy for the Oaks, and on the mound is Liam Thatcher, appearing in his 2nd game of the season for the Saints. As Kenlinger looks on for the first pitch here, we welcome you at Jackie Robinson Field. Takes a strike, and count is now 0-1 to begin things. And like we mentioned, the Oaks, they're heading into a new week, which is hopefully a chance to rewrite some of their woes as they finished last week 2-3 last week. And yeah, like you mentioned, Sammy, it was a tough walk up down the first base line for base hit. He turns it for 2. He's going there to get in time as Kendallinger, a leadoff double to get things started for the Saints, and that's certainly what you want to see to start the game.
Yeah, a great piece of hitting there by Tommy Kendlinger, and as you saw him just go opposite field and push that one right down the first base line. Tough play at first there for Jack Little, but great start indeed. Kendlinger on second base. We've talked about his range in center field, and that certainly translates to his base running abilities offensively as well.
Yeah, now that brings up Jax Jimenez here, who finished 0-5. And yes, on Sunday's loss, he's back here in action at the 2-hole. So he takes a ball upstairs. And let's get to your Conejo Oaks lineup for today here on a Tuesday night. And we welcome you all here to Jackie Robinson Field. Lucas Daniewicz following him up at right field today. Devin Wilkes at DH. And then it's Tyler Hawley at first base today. Jacob Galloway at catcher. Brady Hewitt. And then the last 2 is Jonah Dawson and Ethan Gonzalez filling at the 9-hole. Here's the 1-0. It's a swing and a miss. 1-1 now to Jimenez.
Yes, we are here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field, not to be confused with Jackie Robinson Stadium at UCLA, which is funny because UCLA football team, as I'm sure you know, does play at the Rose Bowl, which is basically right next door.
Yeah, it's pretty much less than 100 feet away on the other side of the street. As Jimenez looks at another strike, it's now 1-2. Still Kendallinger on second base, and Liam Thatcher entering his junior season at Glendale Community College. He spent the past season there where he had a 5-2 record in 16 appearances.
Also, staying back on the fastball, but certainly the heat is that devil's advocate, but he'll go to that off speed to full hitters as well.
So on the count 0-1. Daniewicz coming off a 1-for-5 performance in the loss versus the Barons, where he had 1 RBI as well as 1 run. And talk about a guy like Liam Thatcher. He's going to want to forget everything that happened in their game last time versus the Oaks back in June 15th, as it's now the 0-1 pitch. Daniewicz looks at a ball on the outside corner. Well, Thatcher, in just 1 inning versus the Oaks on June 15th last week, he allowed 7 runs, 5 walks, and only had 2 strikeouts. He posted a 47.25 ERA, so he's definitely going to want to get off to a better start here in his first start of the season. As Daniewicz chops that foul back to the backstop, and now it's 1-2.
Yeah, Lucas Daniewicz, the Conejo Oaks' hitter of the week in the span of June 17th until June 23rd.
It's now 1-2. Kendallinger still on second base. One down for the Saints.
Really 22nd because Oaks are off on
As that's chopped, just foul. Just goes past the line right before first base, and we'll resume back at a 1-2 count for Daniewicz. And on the defensive side of things for the Saints today, it is J.J. Kinnett back at behind the dish for the Saints. At first base is Jack Little. Jacob Freer at second base. Trotter Enright at shortstop, and Jax Ryan at third base, while Lane Hayworth, Noah Williams, and Gannon Snyder man the outfield left to right. It's a 1-2 count now to Daniewicz. Runner on second base, just one out. Pops that foul off to the rise over the netting, and back to a 1-2 count. So Daniewicz in a good matchup here early on against Thatcher.
Yeah, certainly fouling off some good pitches, and Daniewicz this past Sunday's game, he went 2 for 4, which included a sack bunt. Certainly been, we talked about, especially toward the end of the week, really the most consistent bat in the Oaks lineup, especially in the OC Riptide game this past Friday, and he was definitely the most alive bat in that game.
Payoff here from Thatcher, as that's going to hit Daniewicz in the shoulder, and he's in some pain, or they're going to say it actually fouled off his bat, I should say, but I think it ricocheted off and hit him, and he's in a little bit of pain as he steps out of the box to shake it off for a second. Still a 1-2 count to Daniewicz as Kendallinger stays on second base. Kendallinger just with 1 stolen base this season. He had the leadoff double to get things started. And then Jimenez with the strikeout. Due up next for the Oaks is Devin Wilkes. But a 1-2 count to Daniewicz. Second base as Freer collects, throws to first, and throws in time. So 2 down for the Saints as it now brings up Devin Wilkes. But Kendallinger now advances to third base. So a real opportunity here for Wilkes to drive in the first run of the game.
Yeah, Daniewicz does his job right there, moves Kendallinger 90 feet over, and you know, when you have a fast runner on, often that's the best thing to do.
Devin Wilkes was 1 for 2 on Sunday's loss as he hits that back to the backstop for a foul ball. Now it's 0-1. He had 1 run. He was hit by a pitch. He was also the first Oak we'd seen that was intentionally walked.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was early on in the ball game, I believe. It was the 4th inning.
Wilkes fouls it off to the left again. It's now down the count 0-2. As this is an opportunity for Thatcher to get out of the first inning. Just allowing 1 hit. Here's the payoff pitch now from Thatcher. Wilkes takes the ball upstairs. 1-2 now. It's the 3rd meeting between these two teams. Split the first 2 games 1-1. The Oaks had a dominating performance 2 Sundays ago, beating the Saints 11-2, and then last Tuesday was a shutout win by the Saints 8-0. Wilkes just pops it up in the infield as Thatcher lets it drop, and so that brings home Kendallinger, and it's a infield RBI single from Devin Wilkes to get the first run of the game.
Well, nice job by Wilkes to cash in and bring in Kendallinger, and that was a miscommunication. Like, Thatcher saw that ball and wanted to get it, and then you see incoming from third base Jax Ryan, and ball just got caught in between. And on general principle, if you're the pitcher, you want to rely on your defense to come in and get that, especially if you have to move enough off the mound. But Oaks are on top first, 1-0.
So with 2 outs, that brings up Tyler Hawley. As he looks at a strike, now just 1 runner on first. Yeah, I will say the ball kind of landed just right between Thatcher and the third baseman, Jax Ryan. And to your point, Sammy, just a miscommunication right there. As it's Tyler Hawley looking at an 0-1 pitch. Looks at the ball in the dirt. Now 1-1. And yeah, last Tuesday was a tough one for the Oaks, where had a lot of opportunities to win in that game, just couldn't capitalize with runners in scoring position, and were shut out for their first time this season. Now a 1-1 pitch to Hawley. Checks his swing. They said he didn't go around, so now 2-1. Oh, no, I apologize. They called it a strike. It is 1-2 now to Hawley. Just from my angle, I didn't get the best vantage point, but it's a 1-2 count now to Hawley. Runner on first, 2 down for the Saints. Thatcher at the belt. Winds up. Another ball in the dirt. 2-2 now to Holly. Holly this season batting .278, has 5 runs as well as 10 hits. He has 11 RBI on the team for the Oaks as well as 7 walks. It's now the 2-2 to Holly, 2 down. Holly cracks that foul off to the right side. Staying alive here.
Yeah, and Tyler Holly getting the start at first base today. He is, he's sort of been a quiet storm as he started to emerge in week 2. Looks like he's been finding his groove lately.
Big week 2, just foul off to the right. And so he's staying alive here. 2-2 still is the count. 2 down for the Saints as Devin Wilkes retreats back to first base, and we'll do it over again with the count now even at 2. Holly, the rising junior at Cal State Fullerton. Ranked California coming out of high school. The payoff from Thatcher. Holly drives that down to second base as Freer is unable to contain the ball, and it's going to be an error on Freer, and Holly's going to get the first.
Number 21, Jacob.
Well, that was a hard hit ball by Tyler Holly, and Freer, he just got his glove on it, and from a statistical standpoint, Freer would be better off letting that go to the outfield to avoid the error, but best chance to get the ball, but it just went off his glove. He kept it on the infield of making the play.
So with 2 outs, the Oaks have managed to get 2 guys on base, and now it's Jacob Galloway, the catcher for the Oaks today. He hits that to first base as Little gets under, pitches it over to Thatcher, and that's the 3rd out. But the Oaks get 1. We'll head to the bottom of the 1st inning as we'll see the Saints for the first time today. We head here to the bottom of the 1st inning as that is Hayworth going to drive that into center field, and Kenneliger going to be able to collect and gets the 1st out. So 1 pitch, 1 out to get things quickly started here. And we do apologize if you are watching on the live stream, just the camera angle and the sun glare from where we are sitting here at Jackie Robinson Field is a little bit tricky. And so as the sun comes down, hopefully the glare will kind of slowly go away, but we do apologize. There's only so much we can do with what we have been given at this field, and now that brings up Trotter Enright, who is batting .375, leads the team with 11 runs as well as 18 hits. Currently working on a 2-game hitting streak. So he looks at a strike.
Yeah, I will say we did initially have the same problem at the OC Riptide Oaks game before the game because there was sun glare, but as the sun went down and the game started later, the view got better.
Trotter Enright pops a foul over to left field as Jimenez moves all the way to his right and gets the 2nd out. So 2 quickly down for the Saints. As that brings up Jack Little, but we'll get quick batting order here for the Saints with just 2 outs. Jack Little coming up now to the plate. It was Jacob Freer due up next. Jax Ryan, who is making his Collegiate California League debut today. JJ Canet Noah Williams, and then in the 9 hole, it's Gannon Snyder. On the mound today is Charlie Decker for the Oaks. Seen him a few times already this season. His ball just inside for the ball. Now 1-0. Decker has pitched a total of 8 innings, allowed 10 hits, 9 runs, 5 of those being earned. 3 walks, and he leads the team in strikeouts with 10 as that one is chopped to third base. Dawson able to get under it. There's no play made to first, and it's a single right there to keep the Saints alive in the first inning by Jack Little.
Yeah, that was just perfect, beautiful placement by Jack Little, and you know, Dawson coming in as fast as he could, but there was really nothing he could do to get that ball over to first in time and get the speedy Little. We've seen Little in both center field and at first base, and we saw him and Levi Medella swap once weeks back, but Medella not in the starting lineup today.
So now brings up Jacob Freer. 2 down, runner on first for the Saints. It's Charlie Decker at the bell. He winds up. Down inside for a ball. Now 1-0 to Freer, who's right now batting .290 on the season for the Saints. Has 9 runs, 9 hits. 3 of those hits being gone for doubles. Looks at a 1-0 pitch here. He drives that to second base. Hewitt collects, tosses it over to Gonzalez, and that's going to get the Oaks out of the inning. As it's 4 retired for the Oaks, and we head to the top of the second with the Oaks a 1-0 lead. Welcome back to Jackie Robinson Field here on a beautiful Tuesday night at Pasadena, California, as it's 73 degrees, little to no wind, and alongside Sammy Fawn, I'm Judo Conius as we get the second inning underway, and it's Brady Hewitt to get things started in his first plate appearance today. He has been hitless in the last 4 games, currently batting .205 on the season. He hits that to the backstop for a foul. It's now 0-1. And I have to say, Sammy, I don't know about you, but I did hold my breath when he had a ground ball hit right towards short. He was able to make the play, but we saw just a week ago he took a ground ball to the nose as he now chops at the third base. That's not going to be a play in time, and Hewitt's been able to advance on an error. So 2 errors already for the Saints. Has the Oaks on base with a leadoff.
Yeah, that one I will say, that is one that Ryan should have had in his glove. You know, the ball not exactly hit super hard, and it just hits off the tip of his glove. And where he was, and also where Enright was coming in, it just skipped to the outfield. And yeah, to your point, Hewitt on that ground ball that he took to short to end this inning, it was almost like, not this time.
Joan Dawson fouls that off to the back as he's now up for his first plate appearance. He's playing at third base today, which we just saw him last week play 2 innings at third base as he came in as a pinch hitter.
Yeah, I've been broadcasting at Kalu for the past 4 years, and even I haven't seen him at third base.
Swing and a miss from Dawson. Now 0-2 as Hewitt is on first base for the Oaks.
So I've now seen Dawson at 4 different positions: third, first base, second base, and left field. We haven't seen him at first base this season yet.
Dawson hits a fly ball foul off to the right. Stays alive at an 0-2 count here.
Please simply go retrieve and return
And
those
so,
foul ball.
as we mentioned, the Oaks will be hitting the road a lot this week. They got 3 road games. It starts here at Jackie Robinson Field, and Friday game versus Santa Barbara, and then Sunday versus OC, as that's in there for a strike, and Joan is caught looking, and that's Thatcher's now second strikeout of the day.
Yeah, he just froze Dawson right there with the fastball, and not the fastest one we've seen, but in a good spot, and a nice framing job too behind the plate by JJ Kinnett.
So brings the bottom of the order here for the Oaks, as that's Ethan Gonzalez, currently the second baseman, working on a 4-game hitting streak entering today. He looks at a strike of 0-1.
Yeah, Ethan Gonzalez, seen him. He's been a good middle infielder. He was definitely a big bat for the Oaks' lineup in Saturday's walk-off win against the Barons.
Hits a ball foul off to the right, now 0-2. It's Gonzalez down in the count. The junior at Cal State Los Angeles. He was the first team All-Coastal Canyon League honors in high school, as well as named Defensive Player of the Year for Moore Park High School. 0-2 now to Gonzalez. As that's in there for another strike, and so 2 straight strikeouts for Thatcher.
Number 48, Tommy.
Yeah, Gonzalez knew he went around right there. As soon as he committed, started shaking his head and slowly walking back to the dugout, brings up Tommy Kendlinger.
Back to the top of the order for the Oaks. Hewitt still on first base after he advanced on an error by Jax Ryan. Kendlinger up for his second time, as he looks at his strike. He led off the game with a double, was eventually brought home in an RBI single by Devin Wilkes to get the first run and the only run so far of this game. An opportunity to add more here with Brady Hewitt on first base, the 0-1. Pops that just shallow into right field, as that ball's gonna drop between Williams and Snyder, and that's gonna advance Hewitt all the way to third base. So a little bit more miscommunication. The Saints are seeming to have trouble early on.
Yeah, I think that one was just placed in a tougher spot for the Oaks. You saw Kendlinger just pop that one right into right center field, and it was tough for the Saints defense to take care of it.
And so time is called as that's JJ Kinnett coming up to the mound to visit with Liam Thatcher. He had 2 straight strikeouts, and then it was a bloop fly ball into right center field that allowed Kellender, as that's upstairs for a ball. And this is now Jax Jimenez now coming up for his second time today. Currently batting 190 on the season for the Oaks. He has 4 hits. He struck out his first time, was Thatcher's first strikeout of the game. The 1-0 as Thatcher pops that high into foul territory off to the left. Ryan tries to get over and make the play, and it actually drops right behind him. So 1-1 now to Jimenez.
We do have 2 Jaxes on the field today. We got Jax Ryan at third and Jax Jimenez at the plate.
Jimenez, the past season he spent as a freshman with Oregon, where he batted .231 in 27 games he played. Had 11 runs, 3 RBIs, and 3 hits. It's a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now to Jimenez. Runners at the corners for the Oaks. 2 down for the Saints. As it's Lucas Danuitz due up. Swing and a miss for Jimenez, as that's strike 3, as Thatcher gets out of this inning unscathed, and he adds to his strike total of 4 now strikeouts of the game. We head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Oaks. And Jack's trying to get things started for the Saints. In the bottom of the second inning, it's a 1-0 lead for the Oaks. Welcome here to Jackie Robinson Field on a Tuesday night as week 4 of the California Collegiate League action begins for the Oaks. They're sitting right now at 8-5 and the Saints at 7-4. Teams are neck and neck in the South Division standings as that ball is upstairs. 1-0 now to Ryan. Well, it's just one game that separates them. The Santa Barbara Forcers are 10-2, first place right now, commanding that top seed. The Saints sitting at 7-4 as that's pop foul off to the right. And it's the Oaks at 8-5 in third place, and the Orange County Riptide at 7-6. So it's a good race in the top 4 of the South Division, as it's now a 1-1 count to Jack Shrine, his first plate appearance today. Looks at a ball outside. Well, Charlie Decker, a junior at Puget Sound, now making his third appearance of the season. Currently has a 5.62 ERA on the season. Upstairs for another ball now, 3-1 to Ryan. His last appearance was in the shutout loss versus the Saints back on June 17th, where he went 4 innings, allowed 3 runs, 3 of those being earned, 5 hits, had 7 strikeouts as well, 2 walks. The 3-1 to Ryan. Upstairs for another ball. A leadoff walk to get things started for the Saints in the second inning.
Yeah, well, the last time Decker pitched, he didn't see a great game for the Oaks. It was that 8-0 shutout loss that the Saints had against the Oaks. And, you know, the Saints, that was a game for them where they were not happy about the result from the previous game. It was an 11-2 win 2 Sundays ago for the Conejo Oaks at home. And then the Saints returned back to Sparky Anderson and took care of business.
Brings up Cody Turner, who's making his first plate appearance of the summer for the Saints. He's in the DH spot today as he looked at a strike on the first pitch from Decker. He spent the past season at Antelope Valley College, where he played in 41 games, had 11 home runs, 58 hits, and 56 RBIs as he fouls that off to the left. So now he's down in the count 0-2. Still 0 outs for the Saints here. It was a leadoff walks by Jax Ryan, and if you're just joining us, it's 1-0 Oaks. It was a RBI single by Wilkes that brought in Kendallinger for the first run of the game and the only run. 0-2 now to Turner. Looks at another strike, and that's strike 3 as Decker gets his first strikeout and gets the first out of the inning for the Oaks.
Seeing good velocity from both pitchers in this game early on, and Decker has caught the corner against Cody Turner, as you mentioned, making his 2025 CCL debut.
Now brings up J.J. Cannett, the sophomore at Baylor University, the Missouri City native, the Missouri City, Texas native, I should say. As 1 out for the Oaks, runner on first. That's driven to right field. Daniel's able to get under it. He's going to try to make the play back at first. The throw is not in time, and Ryan slides back safely. But it's 2 down here for the Saints.
Well, quick work after the walk from the Oaks, and ball was pretty well struck to right field. And Daniewicz, he's another guy for the Oaks that has great ground coverage. You know, I've seen him in every outfield position pretty much except center field. Played a lot of left field and right field for Cal Lutheran.
It's the senior from Texas Rio Grande Valley. It's Noah Williams. Oh, I apologize. As Noah Williams now the center fielder for the Saints. It's low for a ball. Noah Williams currently batting .333 on the season for the Saints. Apologize. He is at Colorado State University of Pueblo. He is a junior from Carson, California. 1-0. Off goes Ryan to second base. There's going to be no throw from Galloway. We've seen a few batter interferences. It was interesting. Might as well bring up. We've seen the Oaks be victim of it, in fact.
We have.
It's 1-1 to Williams.
Williams with minor league baseball experience, played from 2022 to 2024. 92 games over 3 seasons.
As he looks at a strike, it's now 1-2. Yeah, he's the first player we have seen in our games covered that has actually gone through the minor league system.
Yeah, played for the FCL Braves and the Single A Augusta Green Jackets, Single A affiliate of the Braves.
1-2 to Williams. Drives that, a fly ball off to the right, and it's going to be fouled off. So still 1-2, 2 outs for the Oaks. Ryan with a stolen base now has him at second base. It's going to be an opportunity for the Saints to tie or even take the lead with a swing of the bat from Williams. It's a 1-2 count. Decker winds up, strikes. And there for strike 3, and he finishes the inning with 2 strikeouts and gets out of the inning unscathed. We head to the top of the third. The Oaks still ahead, 1-0. We head into the third inning as it's already a pitching change as Liam Thatcher's day is over just after 2 innings. And well, he's not just making his debut at the plate for the Saints, he's also making his debut on the mound. That would be Cody Turner, the junior from Lee University, the two-way player, as it's Lucas Daniewicz at the plate first for the Oaks, as that's a ball upstairs. Well, Turner, like I mentioned, a two-way player, so he can bat, but he also can pitch. He last season with Antelope Valley College posted a 5.11 ERA. Daniewicz looks at a strike at the top of that strike zone. Well, he had a 5-1 record in 12 appearances. He started 10 of those games. Had 82 total strikeouts in 2025, and the 61 innings he pitched, as that ball is some good power behind these pitches. It's a 2-1 count to Daniewicz.
He's also got some killer facial hair.
Daniewicz looks at another ball upstairs. It's 3-1. And so it's Turner who's doing it all for the Saints early on.
Two-way player we're seeing.
3-1 to Daniewicz. Pops that foul as that's going to just hit the fence on the right side of the foul territory. So a full count here to Daniewicz as it's Devin Wilkes and Tyler Hawley due up next. 3-2. Daniewicz drives that just foul on the first base line. So he stays alive here as Lucas Daniewicz, currently batting 366, has 7 runs and leads the team with 15 hits this season, as well as 6 RBIs. That ball is low as Daniewicz will sprint over to first, just to still a live ball.
Yeah, ball 4 does not translate to a dead ball. That would be a hit by pitch. So, yeah, I always want to stay alert when it's ball 4, especially when it goes to the backstop. I've I've been in mind-boggling situations in Little League where I happen to be on the defensive team and it's ball 4, and somehow on walks they get to second when it doesn't go to the backstop.
So it's Devin Wilkes up for the second time today, as he had an RBI single to bring in the first and only run of this game thus far. It's Tyler Hawley due up next for the Oaks. Well, Wilkes is the owner of one of 2 home runs for the Oaks this season. He hit the first home run versus the San Diego Bombers a few weekends ago. Attempts to bunt, pulls back, and a 2-0 count.
Something we don't see too often. Wilkes bunting, he's a guy that has tremendous power at the plate. 1 home run this season so far. The Oaks with 2 home runs of their own.
Goes for another bunt. That one is popped high, foul back to the backstop. Not Wilkes' intentions there.
Yeah, sometimes that can be what happens on fast pitches, when you don't quite adjust in time, when you're trying to get the bunt down, and the pitch is higher than the bunt anticipates.
2-1 to Hawley, to Wilkes. Looks at a ball upstairs. It's now 3-1.
It's still just a 1-0 game, but that 1 run that the Oaks scored, and it was huge in big fashion, a play that the Saints should have made on the infield.
Wilkes looks at a ball on the outside, and that will be a walk, as the first 2 batters in this inning for the Oaks have advanced to bases, and it's now Wilkes on first, Daniewicz on second, bringing up Tyler Hawley.
Yeah, certainly an opportunity for the Oaks to do some more damage and add some insurance. And the guy, Tyler Hawley, we've already seen 1 hit from him his first time up. Put the ball in play on a ball that Freer just could not.
And now
he knocked it down, but could not hold on.
Now we have a infield and meeting from Aaron Traylor, the pitching coach for the Saints. And don't see if there's any action in the bullpen, but a meeting nonetheless. And like we mentioned, this is the Oaks want to get back in the win column, especially after the game that we saw on Sunday, Sammy, where they pretty much had it in their grasp. They were up 7-4, 2 outs, an opportunity to, put that game away against the Barons and also come up with their first road win of the season. And unfortunately, a 3-run shot by Tommy Gooden did the job.
When it's a result like that, especially on the road, it's your 3rd game, and you still haven't won a road game. You sort of can't help but wonder if it is a curse, but maybe we'll find out by tonight if that curse will be broken.
Well, the Oaks are thinking with getting runners now in here at the top of the 3rd inning. It's Tyler Hawley up. Goes for the bunt, lays it off to the left as Daniewicz goes to 3rd. Hawley's throw is going to get there in time, so 1 down, but it advances the runners as Wilkes heads to 2nd, and now Daniewicz at 3rd.
Great execution there by Tyler Hawley to move both runners over into scoring position, and when you have 2 runners on, it's even better than just moving 1 runner over. And now with 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, and with Galloway at the plate, he's a guy that can easily bring you home if you're in the right scenario. And he's been a clutch guy for the Oaks all around.
8 RBIs on the season. 1 out for the Saints. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Galloway looks at a strike. Now 0-1. Galloway grounded out his first time at the plate today. Brady Hewitt waits up next. Looks at a ball outside. Count now even at 1. It was kind of a hit or miss weekend of if the Oaks could capitalize with runners in scoring positions. There was a few games where they did, and they were able to score a lot of runs. And then there were other games like the game versus the Saints last Tuesday where they had a few opportunities with loaded bases. Could not capitalize. The 1-1 to Galloway. Rips the ball into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Daniewicz comes home. Wilkes goes to 3rd, and there's the 2nd run as it's an RBI single by Jacob Galloway. Oaks lead it now 2-0.
Clutch hitting there by Galloway. Just mentioned it, called it right on cue. He's an RBI candidate for the Oaks, and he drives home a big run here in this third inning for the Oaks. It's now 2-0 as, they're off to another good start here on the road against the Saints.
Now runners at the corner for the Oaks. It's Devin Wilkes at third base and Jacob Galloway at first, as that now brings up Brady Hewitt, who advanced on an error his first time at the plate. It's upstairs for a ball. It's kind of been one thing that has right now caused problems for the Saints. They haven't been able to get out of their own way. They already have 2 errors in today's game. It's 1-0 to Hewitt. Looks at another ball upstairs. 2-0 with Jonah Dawson due up next, as Hewitt's trying to get out of a 4-game slump where he has come up hitless. Still batting .205 on the season. Swing and a miss. Now 2-1 to Hewitt.
Yeah, Cody Turner also bringing the heat on the mound. He's been struggling to find his groove this inning, but we'll see what he can come up with for the remainder of this inning.
That's low inside for another ball. It's 3-1 now to Hewitt. A batter's pitch awaits. So just 1 out for the Saints, as that RBI single from Galloway scored the second run. It's 2-0 Oaks here. Hewitt pops that into the foul territory, and Jack Little able to get under it for the second out. Bringing up Jonah Dawson with 2 outs. Still certainly an opportunity for the Oaks to add to this 2-0 lead, as Jonah Dawson currently is batting .333 on the season, has 5 hits, just 2 RBIs. Was 1 for 3 last time we saw him. That's upstairs for another ball. So it's been good. It's been good velocity thus far from Turner. He's just had some struggles when it comes to controlling his pitches. 1-0 to Dawson. Dawson grounds that foul off to the left, as third base coach and skipper David Solis has to move over not to get hit by it. 1-1 now to Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson coming off of a .293 batting average season with the Cal Lutheran Kingsmen in 2025, a year when he had 20 RBIs and 36 hits.
1-1 now to Dawson. Ball's in the dirt, but it's a good job by Kennett to block it and not get it past him, as it's now 1-2 because Dawson did go all around.
1-2.
So 2 outs for the Saints. Galloway on second. Wilkes on third for the Oaks. Dawson now looking at a 1-2 pitch here. Looks at strike 3 as Turner gets his first strikeout and gets out of the inning, just allowing 1 run. It's 2-0 Oaks. We head to the bottom of the third. Welcome back to Jackie Robinson Field alongside Sammy Fawn. I'm Judo Kanyas here as we get the bottom of the third inning underway, and it's the Saints trailing 0-2 to the Oaks. Getting things started is Gannon Snyder as he's now making his first plate appearance today as Charlie Decker has made good work through the first 2 innings and begins his third inning of work as he gets a strike in there for a 0-1 count now to Snyder. Decker with 2 strikeouts in that second inning. Retired 3 straight to get out unscathed. It's now 0-1 to Snyder. Low inside for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, Charlie Decker, an even 1-1 record so far on the season, looking to uneven that record in a positive way. A 5.63 ERA.
Decker, one of the few players part of the 2024 championship Conejo Oaks team. Swing and a miss there from Snyder. Now 1-2. As Decker shows his command early on here.
Yeah, the left-hander at Rising Junior at University of Puget Sound of the Northwest Conference.
1-2. It's in the dirt for another ball. Count now even at 2. Wait, a career-high 10 strikeouts versus Whitman University back in February 21st, 2025 for Puget Sound. Now the payoff from Decker. As that's grounded to third, Dawson gets under it. The throw to first is in time. 1 down for the Oaks. It's now 4 straight batters retired by Charlie Decker.
Well, that is the first complete play that we have seen from Jonah Dawson here, you know, both for the Conejo Oaks and from what I've seen from him totally. You know, I've seen him now at 4 different positions: left field, second base, third base, and also first base, which we have not seen him at yet this season.
Brings us back to the top of the order as Lane Hayworth gets his second plate appearance. Popped out to center field his first time. As he looks at a strike, 0-1.
Hayworth, a guy with great speed, an ideal leadoff hitter for the Saints.
Looks at another strike, now 0-2. Currently a junior at Wichita State University. Past season, he batted 182 in 99 at-bats with 18 hits and 19 runs, as well as 4 home runs. He's now staring down an 0-2 pitch from Decker. Swing and a miss, down goes Hayworth. And Decker gets his 3rd strikeout of the day.
Yeah, Charlie Decker, you know, having arguably his most quality start that we have seen so far from him this season. I mean, you know, you look back at last Tuesday and that 8-0 loss against the Arroyo Seco Saints. You know, just 3 runs in the 3rd inning. But he's dealing strong.
Brings up Trotter Enright, who drives that into right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Kendalinger does collect. Gets the throw to Gonzalez, but it's a base hit with 2 outs as the Saints stay alive here.
Yeah, that's just a great piece of hitting there by Trotter Enright. First pitch firing and delivered it into the gap in right center field. And Tommy Kendlinger, good job with his speed to cut that ball off.
With that single, Trotter Enright now has a 3-game hitting streak. It brings up Jack Little with 2 outs for the Saints. Singled his first time at the plate.
But yeah, I'll make sure that you get in contact with them because that would actually be.
Pops that high into center field. Tommy Kendlinger moves all the way to his right, makes the play, and that's the 3rd out. So just 1 hit allowed in the 3rd inning by Charlie Decker, but still, the Oaks get out of the inning unscathed. 2-0. We head to the 4th. So we head into the 4th inning as the Saints now making their second pitching change of the evening. It's going to be Brady Nelson, the senior at St. Cloud State University, now making his 4th appearance for the Saints. Has pitched in 9 total innings, allowed 8 hits, 0 runs, 8 strikeouts, and just 3 walks. As Gonzalez chops that to third base as that just tips over Jax Ryan's glove, and Gonzalez going to get to first on a leadoff hit.
Yeah, I think Jax Ryan just came in one step or even half a step too far or too close to that ball. As you see Gonzalez chop that high, I think Ryan slightly misread the trajectory of that high chopper, and he was a little too far out in front, and that's kind of similar to a fly ball situation, right, where you want to take your first step back, but yeah, he sort of overran that and hit off the top of his glove, and Gonzalez at first.
That ball is low for Tommy Kendlinger, who's now making his 3rd plate appearance. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a run. Had a leadoff double in the 1st inning. He's now looking for his 3rd hit today. Well, he has recorded a hit in the 6 of the 7 games he has played for the Oaks this summer. 1-0 now to Kendlinger. He grounds that to short as Enright's going to flip it. They're going to try to turn over 2, and they do. A double play there from the Saints as they get 2 outs. And a great play right there by Enright and Freer, and the combination of Little, a 6-4-3 double play, and that's now their 2nd double play of the season.
Yeah, very quickly turned by the Saints, and they had to turn it quickly as Kendlinger can run, and it was a bang-bang play at first base. Very close.
Brings up Jax Jimenez for the 3rd time today. He struck out both plate appearances thus far as he fouls that off to the left. So if you're just joining us, it is 2-0 Oaks here in the top of the 4th inning. It was an RBI single by Devin Wilkes in the 1st inning to bring in the first run, Tommy Kendlinger, and a RBI single by Jacob Galloway to bring in Lucas Danuis for the 2nd run, as that ball is upstairs for 1-1 now to Jimenez, and it is Lucas Danuis up next.
Yeah, the Oaks up 2 runs, but I think the big difference maker in that 1st inning, that pop fly single by Wilkes.
Jimenez fouls it off to the backstop. Now 1-2. So the Saints, while they have had their communication and error problems, they came up big on a double play, a 6-4-3 double play to get 2 outs. 1-2 to Jimenez. Just upstairs for a ball now. Count even at 2. Like I said, that was only the 2nd double play of the season for the Saints. 2-2 now. Swing and a miss for Jimenez, and that gets Nelson's first strikeout. As the double play and the strikeout come up big for the Saints, we head to the bottom of the 4th. Oaks still lead 2-0. Jacob Freer for the Saints to get things started in the bottom of the 4th inning here at Jackie Robinson Field, as it's the 8-5 Conejo Oaks facing off against the 7-4 Arroyo Seco Saints. The Oaks up 2-0 here, as Jacob Freer now coming up for his 2nd time today, as he grounded out in his first plate appearance back in the 1st inning. Charlie Decker back for his 4th inning of work. He gets a strike in the inside corner. 0-1 now to Freer. Well, Jackie Robinson Field is also part of the greater Brookside Park here in Pasadena, California, and it was actually in 1998. The field was dedicated to the civil rights trailblazer Jackie Robinson, as it's a swing and a miss from Freer. Now 0-2 on the count. It was dedicated by the city of Pasadena to honor Jackie Robinson, someone who is instrumental in the integration of brown and black athletes into all American professional sports, as that's chopped foul off to the right. So Freer stays alive here at 0-2.
Yeah, Brookside Golf Course, grass right alongside the Rose Bowl Stadium, home of the UCLA Bruins, and a lot of large-scale sporting events and concerts. Certainly a very historic and monumental park and place here in Pasadena, California.
0-2 pitch to Freer. So he grounds that into right field, as it's just going to roll past Ethan Gonzalez, and it's a leadoff single for Freer here in the 4th inning.
Nice hitting there by Jacob Freer, and he didn't exactly hit that ball super hard, but got it in a good enough spot, hit it where the fielders were not.
So that brings up now Jax Ryan for the 2nd time today. He walked and got a stolen base. Looking for his first hit today. He's working on a 2-game hitting streak. High upstairs for a ball, now 1-0. Well, you also might ask, Jackie Robinson, as inspirational as he was, why Pasadena? Well, he actually grew up in Pasadena, California, went to what is now John Muir High School, and spent 2 seasons at Pasadena Junior College, which is now Pasadena City College, and was a part of the UCLA Bruins as they check at first base.
Hence the Jackie Robinson Stadium, the UCLA's baseball stadium. About just a couple miles off campus from UCLA, but great ballpark indeed.
1-0 to Ryan. He looks at a ball low and the outside. Now 2-0. So the Saints trying to get some action here, as the past 2 innings, Decker, really the past 3 innings, Decker has done a great job on the mound for the Oaks, and what is now his 3rd appearance. 2-0 to Ryan. Lifts a fly ball out to center field as Kennelinger tries to get under it. He does. He gets the first out of the inning, as Freer retreats back to first base. 1 down for the Oaks. Brings up Cody Turner, who's now up for his 2nd plate appearance. He's had a brief stint in the 2nd inning on the mound for the Saints. It was his first appearance. He did have a strikeout, but also allowed a RBI single from Galloway that brought in Lucas Daniewicz for the 2nd run of the game, as the Oaks lead 2-0 here at Jackie Robinson Field.
The two-way player getting his action.
He looks at a strike. He is rocking the ponytail and beard. 0-1 now to Turner. 1 down, runner on first for the Saints. Off goes Freer to second base. The throw is not going to get in time, and so a now stolen base for Freer, the 2nd of the day for the Saints. Now brings a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, great jump there by Freer. Saw that immediately, and the throw to second by Jacob Galloway takes Hewitt a couple steps off the bag.
But the Saints are one of the more dangerous teams on the bags this season, as they come into this game with 35 stolen total bases. 1-1 to Turner. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2. And Decker continues to deal here in the 4th inning, as he has 4 3 strikeouts on the night. 1-2 to Turner. Here comes the payoff from Decker. As that's in the dirt, and off goes Freer to third base. And he's gonna walk in safely. So 2-2, and time is called by the umpire to do his duties of sweeping off home plate.
Well, that stolen base is proving huge so far, and then, you know, Decker issuing pass ball right there, hits off of Galloway, and then, you know, Freer able to move up another 90 for Turner to potentially drive him home now.
We did have 56 RBIs at Antelope Valley College. As he chops that to third, Dawson able to get it, throws it to first, the throw is in time. But it is the first run there scored by Jacob Freer, as it is a sacrifice RBI. Cody Turner.
Well, great play on both sides of the field to there. Great execution by Cody Turner to put that ball in play and drive home Freer. And also a great play by Jonah Dawson to leap up and grab that ball before it left the infield, able to get Turner at first. And, you know, I think that's the first time we've really seen him shine there at third.
Yeah, he had to go upstairs to grab that one, but certainly a great play right there as it's Coach David Solis now having a conversation with the home plate umpire, and now it's going to bring a bigger conversation as the first base and third base umpires the first base umpires now come in way of home plate.
Wonder what he's actually talking about.
Yeah, they're having quite the conversation. There's 2 outs for the Oaks. Now 2-1 as Coach David Solis will retreat back to the dugout. He's still going to stay out. As the now first base, third base, and home plate umpire are now having a conversation just in front of home plate. Seemingly don't know exactly what the conversation to be held is.
I have a speculation. I wonder if it's actually about the position swaps for the Saints. With, you know, Turner, I mean, you know, going out to the mound, maybe trying to move back to the DH spot. I don't know for sure. This is...
As interesting.
Yeah.
As it's the first time we've now seen a DH, you know, go on the mound as well. You don't really see a pitcher, at least in summer or even college, really play that position anymore. It's kind of, with the DH role, it's really eliminated pitchers having to go to the plate.
Right.
So rather lengthy, and we'll take a quick break as they get things figured out. 2-0 Oaks. 2-1 Oaks. And we bring you back here into the bottom of the 4th inning as the Oaks lead 2-1, and still a discussion. It's been a rather lengthy one, and we are not entirely sure. I think Sammy's speculation has maybe some validity to it, but they're still discussing as now Aaron Milon, the founder but also the head skipper for the Saints, is now to home plate, and he's just reminding folks that the lights do turn off at 10 p.m. So it is, you know, this can't keep going on. But
And we've already, or at least the Arroyo Seco Saints have already seen a game in delay in progress, and that's against the Santa Barbara Foresters back from the first week. And you know, you can understand his frustration by this delay.
yeah, so that game was back in June, on June 10th. It's currently in the 8th inning. The Saints are leading that one 12-8. And now Decker is going to come over to the dugout, and we're still not entirely sure. So we don't want to say anything until we have for sure what is being discussed. But it has been the most lengthy discussion we have seen between the first and third base umpire. Now, if they are discussing if Turner was ineligible to come back as DH, it would be pretty significant, as he did bring in the first run for the Saints on a ground out RBI. And so now, I mean, I might be wrong, but that almost might be a rule book that they're pulling out between the umpires, and Coach David Solis is now, this is a pretty...
Every time it looks like it's about to wrap up, it keeps going.
It has been a rather, emotional Coach David Solis. He's coming out of the dugout, has had now 2 lengthy conversations with the home plate umpire, as well as the first base and third base.
And yeah, to your point, you know, Millam, it's reminding, like, they've already seen the lights go out once. They don't need to see it again.
Yeah, one makeup game might just be enough for the Saints. They don't want to have to make up a second. It's unsure, like we said, we don't know exactly what is being discussed. I do see a notebook in the hand of the first base umpire. I don't want to confirm, but I think it might be somewhat of a rule book.
Yeah. And meanwhile, JJ Kinnett and Jacob Galloway and Charlie Decker sharing some smiles and a conversation at the plate. What more can you do? Yeah, this is a very interesting scenario that we're seeing here at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. And yeah, Jude, I think they do have a book of some kind, and like, I think they are checking the rules, and I have a good feeling it is about Cody Turner's eligibility or ineligibility to come in, you know, back as the designated hitter. And we'll see if anything becomes of this.
And so music is now being turned down. We will, and it looks like it's the 2025 baseball
looks like
book.
they're going over to talk to the Saints bench. I'm really curious to see what becomes of this.
I know, that's why I was like satisfied with it. You can actually like navigate it. Right. No, I like it's pretty easy to use too. But like, I don't think this is awful. It's still, I can't believe it still looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, this is just so interesting. Haven't quite seen a delay like this go on.
Yeah, there's still a conversation as, like you mentioned, Sam, and the umpires have not gone over to Aaron Millen.
Meanwhile, you know, I feel for Charlie Decker. He has to keep getting loose and throw more pitches.
Yeah, no, I mean, and the temperature is definitely cooling off, so it's not like you can stay warm, but looks like after all that discussion.
And that's on top of the actual pitch count. Looks like we are resuming play action, so, you know, as far as we can tell, we haven't seen anything quite become of it yet. But
no runs are taken off the board, no outs. It's still 2-1 Oaks. Still 2-1 Oaks here. So after a lengthy discussion, we return to action as it's now J.J. Kinnett up for the Saints. As Charlie Decker resumes his action, Kinnett popped out off to right field, his first plate appearance, as he looks at a strike. So Decker shakes off the break and gets a strike on his first pitch back. You have to say, it's definitely the lengthiest discussion we've seen, or pause of a game, really, outside of an injury. That's low and outside for a ball.
And frankly, I don't think we have seen an injury delay that long.
No, we haven't, but I was just even in the case, we just haven't seen an. Coach Davidson at least seemed pretty adamant about his point. So it is 1-1 now to Kennett as he drives one down into center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Attempts to turn it for two. He's going to roll back to first, and so a 2-out single there from Kennett to keep the Saints alive in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Well, great piece of hitting there by Kennett, and good for him to be able to keep his bat loose, after that lengthy discussion, and bring up. Oh, looks like we do have a pinch hitter here. Yeah,
that would be Joey Milto.
Joey Milto,
the senior at Bellarmine University, pinch hitting for Noah Williams here as he drives the ball into left field as it's going to drop for another base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Saints as they stay alive with 2 outs, and now runners on first and second.
Well, good pinch hitting right there by Milto. We saw him start as the right fielder before for the Saints. In the recent week that the Oaks played against them twice, they'll play against them in back-to-back games to start this week as well. Today here at Jackie Robinson and tomorrow at George Sparky Anderson Field.
So now,
something these two teams have in common: ballparks named after baseball players.
2 very important baseball players. We should say. So now 2 outs for the Oaks. Brings the bottom of the order Gannon Snyder. Grounded out his first time as he pokes a ball into left field, but that ball is going to be caught by Jimenez, and the Oaks get out of the inning just unscathed, allowing just 1 run. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Oaks leading 2-1. And we head here to the top of the 5th inning as the Conejo Jackie Robinson Field, and now we have a special guest in the booth with us. It's Jonathan Rifkin, the founder of the Conejo Oaks broadcast, if you want to call it that. He's now joining us here in the booth. Jonathan, how's it feel to be back here for just watching a Conejo Oaks game?
Oh, it feels great. It's like I never left. It's been, summer 2018 was the last time that I was at Sparky Anderson Field, but it's unfortunately we're not there, but we're still at a gorgeous stadium here at Jackie Robinson. But it's great to see the Oaks in action and see what you guys have cooking in 2025.
Daniewicz just drives that to center field. That'll be caught for an out by Noah Williams.
Now, Jonathan, now tell me, how did the idea of starting a broadcast for this summer ball team, really, what was the inspiration behind that, and how did you kickstart that?
Good question. Nobody wanted to hire me. You guys know how it is, right? This is an amazing job in an amazing industry, and we're also fortunate to be able to show up. And it's a very difficult space to really break into, and so I was lucky enough that saw that there's a summer collegiate baseball team there that had no broadcasting infrastructure, and after not really getting an opportunity anywhere else, I sort of went on and sent him a cold email and pitched him an idea about hey, can I call some games? I got a buddy at Arizona State who wants to do it with me, and from there we bought a little webcam and a mixer, and that was the beginning of what has been an amazing addition to this fantastic program.
Wilkes pops that out into right field, and that'll be Gannon Snyder get under it for the second out. 2 down for the Oaks as it's now Tyler Hawley coming up to the plate. Now I want to ask, what were those, because we sit here now in 2025 and you really were the first few days, what were those early days like on a Conejo Oaks broadcast? And what did you kind of learn about yourself as a broadcaster and as a person in those early days?
You're asking about me personally and not necessarily about like the broadcasting infrastructure?
Yeah, you personally.
I think that the amazing thing about this space is that you have the opportunity to really learn what your voice is, right? Like, just like these guys are out here trying to get better so that when they go back to their programs, they can add value. You guys are here trying to get better, so when you guys go during the year and do your things, you're providing value. It's the same thing. So I learned how valuable that really is, and just connecting, as much as I love the Oaks and I don't want any other team to win, meeting, other broadcasters from other teams and other coaches. And one of the standout moments my very first year was the Oaks had the opportunity to play Team USA at Angel Stadium. And so we got to call the game, and, George Horton, who was the coach at Oregon, where I went to at the time, was also the Team USA coach. And the Oaks had this guy, Isaiah Campbell, who ended up being drafted in the 5th round the following year. And it was one of those special opportunities that's still like a core memory for me, where I look back, I'm like, wow, how cool that my first summer in college, my internship, I got to call a baseball game at Angel Stadium with Team USA and the Oaks. So I don't think I was very good, but I had a lot of fun, and I'm very grateful for it. So
that's strike 3. That is a walk for Hawley as he's going to head over to first base.
And so, Jonathan, you talked a little bit about before the game what you've been up to recently. Why don't you tell the streamers and viewers what you've been up to? What's your career been like?
Sure. It's been a lot of fun, and like I said earlier, like, we get to do an amazing thing where we get to really add value and provide a connecting point between people and these amazing sports, and tell the stories of these athletes. And you can hear me weekly in San Diego on San Diego Sports 760, which is also online through the iHeart Radio app. I'm heard locally in Ventura County on Fox Sports 1590 KVTA, calling Ventura County FC matches. I'm doing Division I sports for ESPN. I'm calling high school football for Cox Media on regional sports networks. I'm calling USD football on ESPN Plus. So it's sort of all over the map, but I try not to be too elusive. So
I mean, that's kind of how it goes, as a broadcaster. You even in the early stage of your career, and even where you are, you gotta do as much as you possibly can.
Absolutely.
And the broadcasting community, it's so small, and everybody really knows each other, and you're always going to run into someone who knows either a friend or a mentor or a colleague, or it's a very close-knit community.
Sure.
And there's so many familiar faces, right?
And Cal Summer Ball too, right? Like, this is, I remember those final moments when I walked down that disastrous ladder at George Sparky Anderson Field, trying to figure out how not to break a $250 camera.
Or worse, break one of your bones.
Well, I would have broken one of my bones before I broke that camera. Because I can still call a game with a broken bone, but we're not calling a game without some visuals. But and I remember, like, there are a few feelings that I've had that have really paralleled that feeling, where, like, the sadness that I felt being done with this, but like knowing that this thing exists and it's going to exist for a long time and it's going to benefit people for years to come. And it's so amazing to see you two and the broadcasters of years past being given the opportunity to continue this and to really give a voice to the the Oaks players and their families watching from around the country, and for the greater Ventura County area as well. So I'm proud to be out here watching you guys do this.
It's all thanks to you, Jonathan. You've been able to put this
but
you've given us the resource to even have this as an opportunity to do it this summer. I will say, as the last question is, we're both broadcasters here. You've been a broadcaster. You're continuing to do it and pursue it in your career. What has been your favorite call thus far? And I know you did the Angels Stadium, Team USA.
Are you talking my favorite Oaks call?
That one's driven all the way to right field as Galloway. That ball is gone for a home run. It's the first one of Galloway. It's the third for the season of the Oaks. And the Oaks with a 2-run shot. 4-1 now as they lead here in the top of the 5th inning.
That was my favorite call.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Great home run. By the way, I don't know if people realize, the fence is shortest in right field and longest in left field here, so anything over, that's 370 out to the strings. Nice home run. So not to steal the color analyst role here on this broadcast. There's been, are you asking Oaks specifically, or are you asking just in my career?
Let's keep it Oaks specific.
The championship, man. In 2018, we won the program's first ever championship, and the Oaks were the 4 seed. They were the lowest seed in the tournament. This was before the North-South division. Fieldsburg Prue Packers came down. They're no longer in the league, and it was the Oaks and the Foresters, the Orange County Riptide and the Fieldsburg Prue Packers. The Oaks were the 4 seed, but we were the host site. And they made this improbable run and beat the Foresters 4-3 to win it all.
Wow.
And I know Oaks fans got to experience that last year as well. And that was that. Just to be a part of that was my final year with the program. And the year before that, we got so close to and look, I'm not a player. It's all about it's not about me, and I don't actively have any involvement in the success of this team on the field. But it was just special to have. I felt grateful to have been a part of that for the Oaks community. So just that, and then of course all the calls were players to make fun of me after for saying certain things or telling certain stories. Or it's all fun. This is this is an amazing space and such a great gig. So.
That's in there for another strike. Yeah, it's I think for both of us just an opportunity to learn, and that's what that summer is.
What about you guys? What's been the highlight this season so far?
Oh well, so on Sunday it was an 8-7 loss against the Oaks, ending on a walk-off 3-run home run by Tommy Gooden on the MLB Academy Barons, which was it was a lot of it was epic to call. No matter which team you're covering technically. That was actually my first walk-off home run on the mic.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah,
always fun.
Milestone achieved.
I called a Jake Arledge home run walk-off in 2016 right in this ballpark.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He was a catcher at Arkansas, or center fielder at Arkansas at the time.
As Hewitt swings through for a strikeout, and we'll get ahead to the bottom of the 5th inning. But before we go, we would thank you, Jonathan, for hopping to the mic and telling your story, and obviously appreciate you for what you've done here for the Conejo Oaks organization.
You guys do great work. I'm a very small part of it, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. You're the reason we're sitting here today, speaking to our viewers.
It's a pleasure to be on with you guys at any time. Happy to help.
Thank you so much. Well, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning as the Oaks now lead 4-1 off a 2-run shot from Jacob Galloway. We'll be right back. And it's Lane Hayworth that gets things started at the bottom of the 5th inning. Another big thank you to Jonathan for hopping on the mic. And maybe we should bring him on more. It was a 3rd home run for the season for the Oaks. And perfect timing as Galloway gets his first and launched that one into center field as it's now a 4-1 lead for the Oaks, bottom of the 5th inning. Charlie Decker resumes action as that ball's in the dirt, gets past Galloway, and starts off with a ball to begin this 5th inning. So the Oaks atop early here, or I should say halfway through the game. It's now Lane Hayworth the leadoff man for his third plate appearance. He is 0 for 2 on the day, struck out his second time on the plate.
Yeah, and Charlie Decker in his 5th inning of work. That's a new season high for him.
As that's fouled off by Hayworth. I think the ball got a little bit of his ankle and calf as he walks that one off. Well, it's been quite the game here so far for the Oaks as they are looking to respond after what overall was, I'd say, one of their tougher weeks of the season thus far. They finished 2-3 in their 5 games they played and ended up winless on the road in the 2 games they played, as that is low for a ball. It's now 3-1 to Hayworth, and the Oaks also coming off a tough walk-off 3-run shot from Tommy Gooden on Sunday's 8-7 loss versus the MLB Academy Barons. 3-1 to Hayworth as he chops it foul, and that drives into the Oaks dugout, and a few of the players have to get out of the way not to get hit.
Yeah, there's not that much protection in those dugouts. There's the fence that goes, halfway up the body, but got to watch out and stay alert.
This is now full count for Hayworth. Swing and a miss, down goes Hayworth. It's now the 4th strikeout for Decker. He continues to deal here in the 5th inning.
Boy, that was nasty stuff from Charlie Decker. And for him to get that strikeout and just continue to battle here in the 5th inning, and by major league standards, the pitcher of record should he finish this inning.
So it brings up Trotter Enright for the 3rd time today. He is 1 for 2 on the day. He kept his hitting streak alive to 3 with a single in the 3rd inning. He chops that foul. Enright has been a massive player for the Saints this season. Has 12 RBIs, 18 hits, 11 runs. 3 of those 18 hits have gone for doubles, and he also has 1 of the 3 home runs for the Saints, which the Saints could use right now as it's an 0-1. It's down in the dirt. 1-1 now to Enright.
Yeah, the Saints, just chasing runs here. It was a little more within reach until that 2-run blast by Jacob Galloway, and that thing was crushed.
Right off the bat, now 1-1 to Enright. Chops one foul off to the right, and now it's a 1-2 count. The lights have come on here at Jackie Robinson Field. They do turn off at 10, remember that, but they are on now as it's 7:41 p.m. here on a Tuesday night. 1-2 to Enright. It's a high foul ball off to the left, almost hit the lights over there in left field.
I mean, a little tough to tell how it was. Probably a little further than it looked because, if it was to the right and then just curved around, but yeah, I mean, the way we could see that could have knocked a light out.
So 1-2 to Enright, 1 down for the Saints. It's in the dirt for another ball, 2-2. Enright, a sophomore at Cal State Long Beach. Batted .240 this past season. Graduated from Camarillo High School in 2024. He led the team to a 2024 CIS Southern Section Division IV championship for the first time in school history since 2022. 2-2. Enright fouls it off. He's staying alive here. It's a good battle between Decker and Enright, 2 of the hotter players tonight for the Oaks and the Saints. He drove in the game-winning run over St. Francis in the championship game. He was also first-team All-League and Offensive Player his senior season. It's now the payoff here from Decker. Just outside for a ball, now 3-2. As the Oaks are trying to preserve a 4-1 lead at the bottom of the 5th inning. Just 1 out for the Oaks. Decker gets the call now. Here comes the payoff. Low for another ball, and that is going to be a walk in the first of the day for Enright as he heads to first base for the 2nd time today. Bringing up Jack Little, the first baseman, also 1 for 2 on the day. Had a single back in the 1st inning and then popped out to center field his 2nd time. He's also extended his hitting streak to now 3 games with that single. batting .357 on the season, is second on the team with 15 hits, as well as 8 RBIs. As goes off to second base, the throw is in time. And Galloway catches Enright stealing. As it's now Enright's third time being caught stealing this season. And a great play right there by Galloway.
Oh, that was a strike to second base by Galloway. Perfect throw to Ethan Gonzalez. And, you know, pretty much threw it right in the tag zone. And for Gonzalez, all he has to do is catch and drop. And Enright is history.
Inside for a ball. 1-0 now to Jack Little. It's good to see the progression we've seen between Jacob Galloway and the second and third, the second baseman and the shortstops for the Oaks. We've seen a few times just the balls get away from the second baseman and third baseman. As that ball's cracked into left field as Jimenez tries to get over. That ball's going to drop for a base hit. Little turns it for 2, and it's going to be a stand-up double with 2 outs, and the Saints stay alive here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Number 4, Jacob
Well,
Freer.
if you're the Saints, that kind of hurts because the runner caught stealing. Enright could have at least gone to third there on that double, potentially score.
So it brings up Jacob Freer now. Was 1 for 2 on the day. Is the solo run for the Saints today. He was driven in, a ground out RBI by Cody Turner. Jacob Freer had a single back in the 4th inning. With 2 outs, runner on second base. Ball's in the dirt. 1-0 now to Freer.
And the Saints bullpen continues to get some action as Oaks have really gotten into their staff, you know, in these last couple innings. 2 runs in the top of the 5th from the homer by Galloway.
1-0 to Freer. Looks at a strike now, 1-1. Like I've talked about, the Saints are dangerous when they can get onto the bags. They had 35 stolen bases entering today's matchup. Have already added a few more today. 1-1 to Freer. So he grounds that into Hawley's glove. He's going to step on the bag, and that's going to get the 3rd out. So the Oaks get out of the 5th inning with a clean sheet. We head to the top of the 6th. It's 4-1 Oaks. Welcome back to Jackie Robinson Memorial Field here in Brookside Park in Pasadena, California. I'm Judo Connies alongside Sammy Fun. We hope all of you are having a relaxing and fun Tuesday night as the Oaks and the Saints here getting things started in the 6th inning. The Oaks leading 4-1. And it's a pitching change. It's Ethan Moran now for the Saints, making his fourth appearance of the season. As that ball flies over Joe and Dawson's head, he's going to have... Well, Ethan Moran spent 2025 at Golden West College. He's currently in the transfer portal, but last season appeared in 13 games, had a 9.23 ERA to go along with 24 strikeouts and 43 hits allowed. Spent the following the season before at Fullerton as Gonzalez chops that foul off to the left. If you're just joining us, the Oaks jumped out to a 1-0 lead off a RBI single from Devin Wilkes in the 1st inning to bring in their leadoff man Tommy Kendalinger. And then it was another RBI single by Jacob Galloway in the 3rd inning to bring in Lucas Daniewicz, and then it was Jacob Galloway once again as Gonzalez swings and misses. 0-2 now to the second baseman. And while we had Jonathan for our half-inning interview, Jacob Galloway launched a long ball into center field for his first home run of the season and brought home Holly along with it, as that makes it 4-1 for the Oaks. It's just an RBI by Cody Turner as that's outside for a ball. And also there was quite a long pause, if I'm wrong, the 4th inning, where we just saw Coach David Solis and the umpires go back and forth for at least 10 minutes. 1-2 as Gonzalez rips the ball into the right field. Snyder's going to get under it, makes the play, and 2 outs now for the Saints.
Yeah, and we haven't heard specifically from Solis or anyone who was actively closely listening or involved, but we believe that the discussion was about Cody Turner's eligibility to return offensively as the designated hitter after taking over on the mound for an inning.
So we're back to the top of the order for the Oaks as it's now Tommy Kendalinger for his 3rd time today. He is currently 2 for 3 on the day. Goes for the bunt. Fouls it straight into the dirt.
Yeah, Kendlinger went fishing for that one.
He started off 2-2 with a leadoff double and then a single in the 2nd inning, but he grounded into a double play in the 4th inning. A 6-4-3 from the Saints. 0-1 to Kendalinger. Lifts a fly ball into center field as Milto is going to get under it, and that's the 3rd out. So the Ethan Moran able to retire the side, and we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 4-1 Oaks. And we bring you back to the bottom of the sixth inning here at Jackie Robinson Field, as the Oaks leading 4-1, and it's the first pitching change. Charlie Decker's day is over after a very productive 5 innings where he had 4 strikeouts, just allowed 1 run. Bringing up now the Australian native Max Strickland, who is appearing in now his 5th game of the season. He's been one of the guys that has struggled to start the season and trying to find his rhythm here, as it's now Jack's Ryan up for it first as he chops that to third. Dawson gets under it, fires over to first. The throw is in time as Holly has to reach and make a great grab, but there is the out. And 1 pitch out for the Oaks.
Dawson to take his time on that throw. Realize slightly high, not too high for Holly to handle though, as he is able to keep his foot on the base.
So that now brings up Cody Turner, who is 0 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Strickland in there for a strike, and Strickland this season, in the 2 innings that he has pitched, has allowed 6 hits, 13 walks, and only 1 strikeout. Has just a tough 47.25 ERA. That's in the dirt for a ball. And Sammy, I think it's kind of been the same thing every game we've seen with Strickland thus far. Is it's great velocity, but when it comes to really controlling the pitches, he has struggled significantly. And we saw really in that first game versus the Forsters back on June 7th, where he just continuously walked guys and ended up allowing 7 runs in pretty much just the half inning that he pitched, as that is driven foul left, as Aaron Millen, the third base coach for the Saints, had to get out of there quick to not get hit by that ball by Cody Turner.
Watch out, Aaron Millen. Yeah, to your point, Strickland, yeah, he has great velocity, but his command, he is still looking for his command of his own pitches, and also really staying consistent with that strike zone, because anyone can throw hard, but what is really key is being able to locate that zone and find your pitches.
Kendallinger gets under a ball driven by Turner into center field, so 2 outs. So 2 batters retired in a row by Strickland. Now brings up J.J. Cannett, who is 1 for 2 on the day with a single. And Strickland trying to get out of this inning. That one's fouled to the backstop by J.J. Cannett. Now it's 0-1.
Well, Strickland, from what we've seen, is definitely off to his best start by far on this season. I will say Strickland with a very high ERA, 47.25 as it stands right now.
As Cannett tries to check his swing, but he does go around. So now 0-2 here to Cannett. Strickland with an opportunity to get his 2nd strikeout of the season. 0-2 to Cannett. That one's fouled off the glove of Galloway. So Cannett stays alive here, 0-2. 2 outs for the Oaks.
As we saw this past Sunday, no lead is safe. No matter how late into the game it is, still got a few innings left to play.
Swing and a miss, down goes Cannett as Strickland gets his 2nd strikeout of the season and retires the side. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Oaks leading 4-1. And it's 3 innings to go here at Jackie Robinson Field as the Oaks with a 4-1 lead. As Ethan Moran begins his second inning of action. And Sammy, we just did get conversation what we were kind of all anticipating on that long wait in the 5th inning.
It was about the rule of Cody Turner's eligibility to pitch and then go back to the DH spot.
Jimenez shows bunt, but pulls back and takes a ball. So Ethan Moran actually has a brother, Gavin Moran, who currently plays at UCSB. His brother was a 2-time CIF champion in high school. 1-0. Jimenez looks at another ball. Now, the Saints are coming off quite the road trip where they headed up north. And when I mean north, I'm talking Northern California, not just Santa Barbara. They traveled up to San Luis Obispo, as well as Sonoma and Walnut Creek, where they took on the Blues, the Stompers, and the Crawdads, as that is fouled off to the left. Well, they finished that road trip 2-1, and they had a dominating win against the Crawdads, who are one of the better teams in all of the California Collegiate League, and especially the North Division. They beat them 16-4 on Saturday. It was their second highest scoring game of the season. 2-1 to Jimenez. Looks at a strike. Jimenez has had struggles at the plate today. He is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Lucas Daniewicz and Devin Wilkes due up next for the Oaks. The payoff here from Moran. Jimenez chops that to second. Freer's going to get under that. His throw is in time to first. And gets the first out of the 7th inning. As it brings up Lucas Daniewicz for the Oaks. He is 0 for 2 on the day with a walk and a run.
Yeah, I will say the Oaks pitchers today, we've seen just pretty much full command of that strike zone and great quality control. You saw Charlie Decker go a strong 5 innings, and Strickland following up with a 1-2-3 inning. That would be his first.
Daniewicz looks at a ball upstairs. It's Devin Wilkes due up next for the Oaks. And yeah, I mean, you also talk about Strickland. That is most productive outing thus far this season. 1-0 to Daniewicz. Drives a ball down the middle as that play by Enright's not going to be made. It is made. The throw is in time as he does a spinning move to get the throw as Daniewicz just tried to outrun it but couldn't.
Boy, what a heck of a play at short by Trotter. Enright, you know, great range going to his left, spinning all the way around, and Daniewicz can run. And so that throw to first had to be darn quick, and it certainly was.
That was a bang-bang play right there, but like you said, Sam, it was a hell of a play right there by Enright. Did a spin cycle to make that one. Now it's Wilkes with 2 outs. For his 3rd time today, 4th time today as he fouls that off. Wilkes is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a walk. Responsible for bringing in the first run of the game back in the 1st inning. Wilkes fouls one off to the left. It's going to fall into the Saints bullpen out in the left side foul territory here at Jackie Robinson Field. So 0-2 to Wilkes as Moran looking for his 2nd strikeout today. Wilkes takes the ball upstairs. It's now 1-2 as Tyler Hawley due up next for the Oaks. And the sun has pretty much set here in Pasadena, California. The lights are on. It's a 1-2 count to Wilkes. Takes another ball away upstairs. Now 2-2. The Oaks looking to secure their second win of the season versus the Saints. Currently a 1-1 record. The payoff from Moran. Swing and a miss. Down goes Wilkes, and there's the second strikeout for Moran as he retires the side here in the top of the 7th inning. We head to the bottom. But before that, we'll take a quick stretch for the 7th inning stretch. We'll be right back.
Leading off, the Arroyo Seco Saints.
Back here at Jackie Robinson Field as the bottom of the 7th inning is underway and the Oaks leading 4-1. And it's Joey Milto up to the plate for the Oaks. He pinch hit for Noah Williams, who we just saw once. Joey Milto is 1 for 1 on the day with a single. And now a pitching change for the Oaks. It's Chris Lozano. So after just 1 inning, Max Strickland's day is over. Chris Lozano coming in for his second appearance of work. It's inside for a strike. Chris Lozano, we've only seen once back on June 18th versus the Barons in the Oaks 19-6 win. Pitched 1 total inning, allowed 2 runs, 1 of those being earned, 4 hits, and 1 strikeout in the 6 batters he faced. Just upstairs for a ball, count now even at 1. So I have to say, Max Strickland had, in just the sample size we got from him today, had his most productive outing. Retired this side and had 1 strikeout. It's outside for a ball, now 2-1 to Milto. Lozano currently at UC Riverside. Made 9 appearances with a 10.66 ERA. The 2-1. Milto fouls that off to the left. He did not play in 2024, and he spent 2023 and 2022 with Glendale Community College, where his freshman season he was All-State Academics, as well as he was part of the 2024 championship team with the Conejo Oaks. Played in 9 games, had a 4.15 ERA. 2-2. It's low and outside for another ball. 3-2. It's a full count now to Milto. As the Saints now just with 3 innings to get back into this game as they trail 4-1.
It's been a few scoreless innings since the Jacob Galloway home run.
Milto chops at the first as Holly's going to get under it, pitches it to Lozano. He gets there just in time to tag the base. 1 down for the Oaks.
Nice play over there at first base, and, you know, Milto, a guy, he can run. He's got a lot of speed, and, you know, that ball had to be fielded cleanly and quickly by Holly, and then the underhand toss to Lozano for the out.
Now brings up Gannon Snyder for the 3rd time today. He is 0 for 2. Batting .261 this season with 6 hits and 3 runs. A threat when he gets on the bases, but right now he's at the plate. As he looks at a strike. Now 0-1 to Snyder. Snyder also at Wichita State University, teammates with Lane Hayworth. As he takes the ball upstairs. Originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Batted .252 this past season at Wichita State. And 1 home run, 28 hits and 16 runs.
Slugged .378.
1-1 to Snyder. He rips one down in the middle as that's going to drop for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single for Snyder.
Nice piece of hitting there. You saw him sort of get jammed a little bit on that pitch inside, but he got enough of that to just hit up the middle right in between Hewitt and Gonzalez and get on with 1 out. And, you know, the Saints, as this game comes closer to the end, each opportunity that they get becomes more and more critical. So, you know, it's going to be very important for them to capitalize on every chance they get, and this is one of them.
One guy that's still searching for his first hit is now Lane Hayworth, who's up at the plate for his 4th time as he grounds that, and Hewitt collects. He throws it to Gonzalez for 2 in time. A double play to get out of the 7th inning. A 6-4-3 from the Oaks, and we head to the top of the 8th. 4-1. We'll be right back. Head to the top of the 8th inning as the Saints now making their 4th pitching change. It's Cade Schumard the freshman from New Mexico State University, making his 4th appearance for the Saints this season. Currently a 6.75 ERA in the 3 games, and 2 of those he has started. He's pitched a total of 4 innings with 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 8 total hits allowed. As Holly pushes a fly ball out into center field. Moto able to get under it. And a 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the 8th inning.
Well, Cade Schumard for the Arroyo Seco Saints, left-hander coming in, and as you mentioned, New Mexico State University, made 8 appearances this season, graduated from Saguaro High School, where he played in 83 games at the varsity level.
Now Jacob Galloway looks at a strike, and Galloway has been the most productive bat for the Oaks today, as he is 2 for 3 with a home run as well as 3 RBIs. 0-1 to Galloway. Looks at another strike now, 0-2. Schumard was named the AIA 4A Conference Offensive Player of the Year and the 4A Desert Sky Region Offensive Player of the Year his senior season. As Galloway looks at a ball outside. Now 1-2 as that pitch is met with a lot of holler from the crowd. But it is a 1-2 count now, 1 out for the Saints. Galloway looking for his 3rd hit today. Takes another ball. So now 2-2 for Galloway. He remains patient.
Schumard, a communication studies major at New Mexico State.
So the payoff from Schumard here. Strike 3 as Galloway's caught looking, and he'll walk back to the dugout for his first strikeout. And that's Schumard's first as well.
Well, great sequence of pitching there. You saw him, throw a couple of rather close calls that didn't go his way, and then comes back with one that sort of drops in the lower corner of the zone, and a nice framing job by Kinnett. And Galloway caught looking for the 2nd out.
So 2 quick outs for the Saints, as now brings up Brady Hewitt as he swings through a strike. 0-1. Hewitt 0 for 2 on the day as he looks at a ball. Hewitt 1-1. Looks at a strike. Hewitt is now kind of returned back to shortstop as the regular for the Oaks this summer, but he was actually hit by that ground ball back in the Saints win last Tuesday. 1-2 to Hewitt. Drives a ball foul off to the right. Staying alive here with a 1-2 count.
Yeah, great cut right there by Hewitt, and I think he has really bounced back strong after his injury, going out for a short time. Of course, the Oaks still with the 2 longer-term injuries with Smith and Johnson.
Hewitt lifts a fly ball out to the left side. Hayworth is going to make it and get the out. So 3 outs as Schumard retires his side in his first appearance today. We head to the bottom of the 8th as time is only shorting down for the Saints. 4-1 Oaks. We welcome you back to Jackie Robinson Field alongside Sammy Fawn. I'm Judo Kanias, and it's down to just 6 outs for the Saints to try to pull off a comeback as they trail 4-1 to the Oaks here. And it's a pitching change for the Oaks. It's now Nate Hernandez making his 3rd appearance. He has a 1-0 record thus far in 2 games. 3 total innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 hits. Looking to slowly close out this game for the Oaks, but it's Trotter Enright first for the Saints. He looks at a ball upstairs, and Enright is 1 for 2 on the day with a walk. He was caught stealing his last time at the plate. He walked, and then it was a great play by Jacob Galloway to get him out at second. 1-0 now to Enright. As he looks at a strike.
Nate Hernandez, rising senior at Biola, transferred after 2 years at Oxnard College, a year. In 2025, he went 2-0 in 10 appearances.
1-1 to Enright. He pushes a high ball out into the left side as Hewitt tries to get there, and he doesn't as the ball tips off his glove, and Enright tries to turn it for 2. He can't as the throw is in time. So a lot of craziness in just one play, but he eventually gets the out as Enright runs the gamble and doesn't cash out.
Well, the first bit of craziness, as you described, I think, was just where that ball was placed. It was a twisting pop fly into short left field that just landed right off of Brady Hewitt's glove and in play. And then Enright, I think he got a bit too greedy there and tried to go to second, and the Oaks got him in plenty of time. It wasn't even close.
So that now brings up Jack Little. Checks his swing. Didn't go around to Little, who is 2 for 3 on the day with a double. Pumped out to center field as it's a 1-0 count now to Little. He chops that fair, and Dawson gets under it, but they call it just foul as it hit off the line. And going back to that play, just where Enright did get out, it almost could have been bad for the Oaks. I mean, Hewitt made a hell of a job to haul all the way over to the third base line, but it almost caused the issue as it tipped off his glove and kept it alive. I mean, you had Joan Dawson, who was on that third base. You would think he would almost try to make the play, but ended up working out just all right as they got the out.
Yeah, definitely a big play in this game for the Oaks, and you know, not the best base running when you're down by 3 runs either.
So the Oaks and the Saints are now fully under the lights here at Jackie Robinson Field as we are in the bottom of the 8th inning, 4-1 Oaks. It's a 1-0 count to Jack Little. Goes for the bunt as he pumps that foul just off to the back. We've now seen 2 bunts like that with not the purpose. So 1-2 to Little. Yeah, Nate Hernandez at Pacifica High School threw the school's first no-hitter back in 2022, as well as holds the strikeout record in 2022, was voted team captain by his teammates. Now the 1-2 to Little.
Certainly a well-deserved title.
And Little's caught looking as he goes down, and that's Hernandez's first strikeout of the day.
And for Nathan Hernandez, that would be his 3rd strikeout of the season. Certainly a guy who has come on in good situations and has a strong resume. Was also part of the 2024 Conejo Oaks championship team.
Yeah, he just froze Little right there with that pitch. So it brings up Jacob Freer, who is 0 for 2 on the day. 2 outs for the Oaks. Freer takes the ball outside, 1-0. And the wind has picked up a little bit here. It's now 66 degrees in Pasadena as it's now 5 miles per hour wind as that's chopped to second. Gonzalez is going to get under it. He fires to first. It's in time, and that's the 3rd out. So Hernandez retires the side as we head to the top of the 9th inning. And one last chance for the Oaks to add more to their 4-1 lead. We'll be right back. It's the 9th inning here at Jackie Robinson Field as it's a last chance for the Oaks to increase what is already a 4-1 lead. And it's a chance for the Saints to, in their minds, shut down the Oaks and give themselves one last chance at the bottom of the 9th inning. But to start things for the Oaks, it's Jonah Dawson up for his third time today as he's 0-3. Swing and a miss, now 0-1.
Cade Schumart into the game for his second inning of work.
Retired the side in the top of the 8th with strikeout as Dawson drives the ball straight into Little's glove, and that gets the first out of the inning.
Well, some quick out action right there as Dawson, lined that rather softly, and Little, good amount of time to react and get toward the line.
Brings up the bottom of the order, Ethan Gonzalez, 1 for 3 on the day. Gonzalez singled in the 4th inning as he looks at a ball inside. And Gonzalez, with that single, has increased his hitting streak to now 5 games. 1-0 to Gonzalez. Drives the ball straight to short as Enright's throw is in time. So 2 outs for the Saints, and that brings up Tommy Kendlinger.
A quick 2 outs there on 3 pitches. The throw almost took Little off the bag, but able to stretch far enough.
So Kendlinger, 2 for 4 on the day. As Schumart's pitch just gets by Kent.
Of course, a couple games back, Tommy Kendlinger was the walk-off hero for the Conejo Oaks in the 2-1 win against the MLB Academy Barons last Saturday, the game before the Barons returned the favor, perhaps even bigger, with a walk-off 5-run inning that all ended on a 3-run blast to right field by Tommy Gooden for the Barons.
Kendlinger hits a fly ball off to the right side. That's going to foul, is it? Drops off to the right. Now 1-2 to Kendlinger. 2 outs for the Saints. It's Jack Jimenez due up next, but Oaks going to have to get out of this one right here. 1-2. Kendlinger looks at strike 3, and down he goes as Schumart retires the side for a second straight time. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's one last chance for the Saints to halt a comeback. And it's down to just 3 outs for the Saints if they want any chance at coming back in this game. And for the Oaks, they have brought on their closer, Regan Gale. He's now making his 3rd appearance, as he's pitched in 3 total innings with 4 strikeouts and 1 walk allowed.
Another returner from the 2024 Conejo Oaks championship team.
That brings up Jax Ryan.
Also one of 4 Westmont College teammates.
Ryan 0 for 2 on the day, as well as a walk and a stolen base. 0-1. It's upstairs for a ball now, 1-1. Gill made no appearances this past season in 2025 for Westmont College. 1-1 to Ryan. Swing and a miss, now 1-2.
Saints just looking to find some magic here. If the Barons can find it, the Saints, I don't know if they know about it, but anything is possible.
Ryan fouls that off to the right. It's going to get over the fence and fall into the stands as a few of the fans race to get the ball. Now 1-2 to Ryan, looking for his first hit on the day. And he swings through as it's strike 3 as Gale gets the first strikeout of the inning, his 4th of the season. And it's now just the 2 outs for the Saints.
Yeah, Ryan unable to hold back his swing right there, and the Saints now down to their last 2 outs. It'll be Cody Turner due up. He does have the lone RBI of the day for the Saints.
Yeah, we've seen him both at the plate and on the mound. But at the plate, he is 0 for 3 on the day. Low for a ball. 1-0. Plenty of noise coming from the Saints dugout. Now 1-0 to Turner. Takes a ball upstairs, and every pitch seeming from Gale is met with hollers and smack talk from the Saints dugout.
Well, this is the type of energy the Saints need to boost if they want to be productive this inning. It'll certainly help them start a rally.
2-0. It's in the dirt for ball 3, so 3 stray balls from Gale.
You wonder if that chirping from the Saints dugout is getting into the head of Regan Gale.
.3-0 pitch to Turner. That's low for ball 4, and Turner will take a 4-pitch walk to first base. So it brings up J.J. Canet.
It's okay, Reagan.
Well, J.J. Canet coming up has a hit in this game. It was back in the 4th inning.
Yeah, he is 1 for 3 on the day. So runner on first, 1 out for the Saints. Canet looks at a ball low and outside as Galloway will now come to a mound visit for Gale.
Yeah, that's 5 straight balls now.
And I imagine if you're Galloway, you say block out the noise and let's get these last 2 outs.
That's all you got to do.
So 1-0. It's low for another ball. 2-0 to Canet, and seemingly every ball that Gale has now thrown is met with even louder hollers from the Saints dugout. 2-0 here to Canet. Runner on first, 1 out for the Oaks. That's in there for a strike.
So the 6 straight ball streak has been snapped.
2-1 now to Canet. Inside and low for a ball. 3-1 now to Canet. And for the Oaks, you don't want to relive what happened Sunday.
Definitely not. You want to put it behind you, and Oaks definitely have a chance right here to confirm that they have done just that.
3-1, and they're going to say he went around. So that's strike 2, brings it up to a full count now to Canet, and this is a... And so the umpire now having a quick word with the dugout of the Saints.
Yeah, Canet just a little antsy on that swing. Works the count full with Regan Gale, so pressure both on Canet and Gale. And the Oaks are potentially a double play away from winning this game.
Full count here. The payoff from Gale. Off goes the runner. And that's low for ball 4. So Canet will take a walk to first base, and it's 2 straight walks with 1 out for the Oaks. And that brings up Joey Milto,
who represents the tying run as the Saints down by just 3, and Gale has walked 2 straight.
And Milto right now batting .367 on the season. He has one of the 3 home runs for the Oaks, has 11 hits and 9 runs, as well as 6 RBIs.
Looks like Keon Moseni is pinch running for Cody Turner at second base.
So Milto now up for his third time today as he looks at a ball. He is 1 for 2 on the day with a single. And I have to say, this Saints dugout is relentless with their energy, but that's something that they need.
Something that they've really needed this whole game.
1-0 to Milto. Looks at another ball low, and Gale's now going to get a mound visit from Scott Radinsky, who, if there's any guy that knows how to deal with pressure, it's someone who has pitched in the major leagues before.
Yeah, someone who was drafted right out of high school by the Chicago White Sox, also has played for the Dodgers. Scott Radinsky, the pitching coach for the Conejo Oaks. Played professionally throughout the bulk of the 90s and also up to 2001. Was on the White Sox for 4 seasons. Played with the Dodgers for 3. Also with the Cardinals for a couple of years and Guardians in 2001. Started coaching shortly after that, but yeah. It's now 3 straight balls thrown by Regan Gale. He's walked 2 batters, and Gale just trying to labor through this inning.
So it's 2-0 to Milto. Oaks still with a 4-1 lead, but the Saints certainly not out of this one with runners on first and second. It's a 2-0 count to Milto. Gale trying to get out of this game unscathed. It's low for yet another ball. It's 3-0 to Milto. And you know this ball is now going to be coming down the middle. If you're Milto, you got to be expecting that.
Here we go, Joe, right here, baby.
3-0 to Milto. Takes a strike.
You said it.
3-1.
Hitter's count on Joey Milto. Last thing you want to do if you're Milto is hitting to a double play.
That would end the game. It's 1 out for the Oaks. Runners on first and second.
Milto calls for time.
So it's Keon Musini at second base. JJ Canet at first for the Saints. It's a 3-1 count to Milto. Grounds that the first. Holly able to get under it, pitches it to Gale. He's going to tap on the bag. That's the second out of the inning for the Oaks. They're just one away from securing their first road win, but it does advance the runners as Canet's now on second and Musini on third. And that brings up the bottom of the order, Gannon Snyder. One swing of the bat could tie this ball game here.
We saw it happen one step further from that on Sunday's game against the MLB Youth Academy Barons in Compton, California. And the Saints, they have 2 runners in scoring positions.
Snyder is 1 for 3 today. Singled his last time at the plate. He looks at a strike in the inner part of that zone. It's now 0-1. And some good cheers from the Oaks dugout as they are rooting on their closer. (0-1) to Snyder. In there for a second strike. It's now down to just 1 strike for Gale. It's an 0-2 count to Snyder. Runners on first and second for the Saints. 2 outs here at Jackie Robinson Field. The Oaks looking to get their first road win of the season. Outside for a ball. It's 1-2 now as both dugouts are into this one. 1-2 count to Snyder. Here at Jackie Robinson Field. Here comes the payoff from Gale. In there for strike 3, and the Oaks have secured their first road win of the season as Gale gets the final strikeout to go. And the Oaks are victorious once again, bumping their record to 9-5 on the season and their first road win.
Boy, what a great job tonight by the Conejo Oaks. They put previous game behind them, the upset walk-off loss against the MLB Academy Barons, but great job here and a great job there by Regan Gale to stay composed, stay in there after walking 2 batters and get the final outs.
Well, it was a 4-1 victory for the Oaks as they will see the Saints back in action tomorrow, but this time at George Sparky Anderson Field. But we saw a solo shot or a 2-run home run from Jacob Galloway to get the 3rd home run of the season for the Oaks, his first of the season. Sammy, what did you just make of how this team was able to respond after Sunday's loss?
The Oaks, they came out and hit and pitched. You know, you saw Charlie Decker, 5 innings of 1-run ball. Outstanding performance by him. He's now 2-1 on the season. Max Strickland pitched by far his best inning that we have seen so far. This is his best outing. And then, yeah, the Oaks bullpen, they really just took care of business here tonight. You know, you saw Chris Lozano and Nate Hernandez with great innings as well. And Regan Gale closed it out for his first save of this season. And, you know, he walked a couple guys, but he took care of business.
Certainly is. And we'll see you guys back on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. It's the Saints versus Oaks, but at George Sparky Anderson Field. Alongside Sammy Fawn, I'm Gio Connis, and the rest of our Oaks crew here, we thank you.